Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Brenda Bennett, and you're here for our first ever virtual fundraising event, and we're so glad you're here. It's a very special night for us as we feature some of our current students, parents, and alumni, and we're going to tell you about what's going on at Harding Charter Preparatory High School and how you can help support our students and why it's so important. We hope that you're going to stick around with us for this very short 45-minute program and for a Q&A afterward with our superintendent, Stephen Stefanik. If you have questions, we urge you to go ahead and type those in the comments right now, and we're going to get to them as soon as the program is over. And you're going to see a link in the description about how you can donate, and you can do that now. You can do it throughout the program, or you can do it after the program is over. And it is fundingeagles.org, and it is a secure link, so you can do that. And we want to go ahead and say that we've already had a $500 donation, so thank you very much. And you can do that anytime during our live stream. The impact you can have tonight is enormous. As we continue to provide for our students, every single penny we raise tonight goes toward our students' college experience, toward our seniors. These funds go toward books, fees, tuition, and other documented expenses. And as this evening progresses, you're going to find out why this is so important in the lives of our students. I'm honored to be here this evening. I've spent many, many hours talking to Harding Charter Prep students, teachers, and alumni, and talking to them about their experiences here at this one-of-a-kind college preparatory high school. I can't wait to share their stories with you tonight. And once this is over, I think you too are going to want to talk about this amazing high school. Now, just as Harding Charter Prep is a unique school, this program tonight is also going to be unique. It's due to social distancing, as I know you all are very aware. All of our participants tonight shared their stories via video, just like Alex and Brittany, both Harding Charter Prep alumni.
When I think about its impact on my life, Harding had one of the biggest, if not the biggest impact in my life. Especially because I'm a first-generation Latinx graduate. When I was growing up, I didn't really have anyone to look up to when it came to college. I didn't have any older siblings. I didn't have any older cousins. My mom made it to high school, graduated from high school, and then my dad finished the 7th grade. Whenever I think about Harding, the only way I can really describe it is how this shirt has it. This was our senior shirt, and it says, "We are a team." And that's what Harding is. It's a team. Every staff member, every faculty member is there to make sure that each member of the Harding team succeeds. So when I think about why you should donate to Harding, it's because you'll be part of that team. You're going to make sure that other students like myself, first generation Latinx, first generation students or minority students, or just really all the students have a chance at succeeding. That's why you should donate to Harding, because you become part of that team. You'll become part of the Harding legacy, really. And it's something special once you become part of it.
Hello, my name is Brittany Harvey, and I'm a 2007 Harding Charter Preparatory High School graduate. In 2012, I received my Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology from the University of Central Oklahoma. In 2018, I received my Associate's in Applied Science in Occupational Therapy Assistant from Oklahoma City Community College. I currently practice as a school-based occupational therapy assistant in the Oklahoma City public school system, and I absolutely love it. When I think about high school and how it prepared me for college, I'm eternally grateful.
If you're new to Harding Charter Prep, I would like to take a few moments and tell you why this school is so special. Although it would take all night to tell you everything, I'm going to give you some of the highlights. Harding Charter Prep has been recognized as a Blue Ribbon High School since 2013. The National Blue Ribbon Schools program recognizes public and private elementary, middle, and high schools based on their overall academic excellence or their progress in closing achievement gaps among student subgroups. This coveted award affirms the hard work of Harding Charter Prep students, educators, and families in creating a safe and welcoming school where students master challenging and engaging content. We recently received Greatschools.org's 2020 College Success Award. This award recognizes and celebrates high schools like ours that demonstrate excellence in ensuring students are prepared to succeed in college and ultimately careers. Harding Charter Prep is free of charge and open to all students who submit an application. We have an average class size of 17 students per teacher ratio. We offer 23 advanced placement courses available to all students. Some statistics for 2020. We're ranked number 2 for all Oklahoma public high schools, ranked number 96 in the U.S. for all public high schools. We're ranked number 1 for all Oklahoma public high school teachers. The Washington Post has ranked us number 1 for all Oklahoma public high schools and 157th in the U.S. for all U.S. public high schools. Students in the 2020 graduating class, listen to this, scored an average 26.8 on their ACT. More than 69% of our students receive college credit before graduation. We offer 14 competitive athletic programs, the most of all Oklahoma charter schools. And 99% of students in the 2020 graduating class continued to a postgraduate institute. 99%. I mean, really think about that number while you take a look at the long list of schools where Harding Charter Prep students have matriculated. But we all know that no matter how much a family saves toward a postgraduate experience, it's never enough. And many of our families at Harding Charter Prep really just don't have the capacity to save because they are just managing to cover their monthly bills. Every single penny raised tonight is distributed in scholarship form to this year's graduating class, to the students who have worked so hard to get into college. Some of them, many of them, the first in their families to do so. So let's help them succeed. $5, $10, any amount is going to help out. But if you have the ability to do more tonight, please do so. Please help these students who have worked so hard change the trajectory of their lives and the generations to come. Now, we think all of our students here are outstanding, but tonight we want to share a story of one of our alumni. It's an incredible young man by the name of Jordan McFadden, and KOCO a few years ago, Channel 5, interviewed him, and we want to share that story with you.
I would get up in the morning at around 5:10 at home back in Norman.
This is Jordan McFadden's life since 2014.
So I would leave home at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd get to school at 8, so that's 2 hours right there.
A 2-hour trip to Harding Prep in Oklahoma City, a school he'd worked hard to get into. But as he was about to start, his dad found them a home, something Jordan hadn't had for a long time.
At the time before we moved, we were living in a homeless shelter, and he was saying that he had found a place that was affordable and that we would be able to get assistance to live there, but it was in Norman, it wouldn't be in Oklahoma City.
Jordan wanted both.
I thought to myself, I could settle for a pretty good high school in Norman, or I can go to the best high school in the state in Oklahoma City. So when I moved to Norman, I decided to find a way to get, to Oklahoma City.
So he biked to a city bus in Norman to OKC, then biked to a second bus, then biked to Harding. 2 hours there, 2.5 hours home every day.
He is very, committed to Harding and a hard work ethic that he has.
School principal Dr. Milo Miller says Jordan is a great example of perseverance. Most never realized how much he went through just to get to school. And when OU found out about Jordan through his scholarship application,
the time dedicated just to getting to school and then looking at his academic records, I mean, his grades are super high, his test scores are through the roof. How can you not?
Jordan is an incredible Oklahoman. He made a way when there seemed like there wasn't one at all.
I knew I had to pursue greatness because it wouldn't always pursue me. Things aren't going to be handed to you all the time. You got to kind of go out and seek your own path.
Since that story aired, Jordan, of course, graduated from Harding Charter Prep and was accepted to the University of Oklahoma on a full scholarship. Now, Jordan was so committed to going to school here during that 4 years that he paid for his bus fare to and from school for the entire 4 years. Superintendent Stefanik was so impressed with Jordan's dedication, determination, and perseverance that he created and funds the McFadden Scholarship every year in the amount that Jordan spent on that bus fare for 4 years, and that amount is $882. So thank you to Superintendent Stefanik. But Jordan is not the only success story here at Harding Charter Prep, as I'm sure you've seen. He's not the only student who is determined to succeed. As we told you earlier, 99% of our students in the 2020 graduating class continue to a postgraduate institute. And every single dollar we raise tonight goes to students just like Jordan, because we all know that even if a student has secured a scholarship, there could be unforeseen expenses such as books, room and board, meal plans. And many of our parents simply don't have the means to cover those expenses. And so without the additional help, students may not end up going to college, they may struggle, or they may drop out. And that's why we need your help tonight. Without your generous gifts, students like Jordan may never have the opportunity to see their dreams become a reality. So we hope that you would consider making a donation tonight and help provide opportunities to students just like Jordan. Now, you can donate at any time during this live stream. Simply click on the link in the description, or you can go directly to the secure link. It's fundingeagles.org, and you can make a donation in any amount that you choose. You can see the levels of impact here on the screen, and I want to tell you that $50 or more gets a mask, and I'm going to show that to you here in just a minute. But if you can take a look at the levels of impact and the benefits there, and if you don't have enough to give that highest level, the senior level, $2,500, maybe your company or organization does. So take a look at these levels of impact and get back with us. Oh, the mask, yes. I want to show you the mask. So if you make a donation of $50 or more, everybody gets a Harding Charter Prep mask. So if you're considering a $5, $10, $20 donation, maybe consider a $50 donation tonight and make sure and get a mask. Now, this year has been incredibly challenging for all of us with the pandemic, and it's no different for our teachers and our students. But with record-breaking enrollment this year of over 530 students, we've taken great pride in putting measures in place to continue providing a quality college preparatory education for all of our students, and to ensure that our students feel like individuals and not just somebody on the other side of a computer screen. And to do that, our teachers work 5 hours every day in a virtual environment, and they're streaming their lessons to their students. They also offer 2 hours a day of in-person tutoring, and then students are also able to contact their teachers virtually for supplemental tutoring. And if you walk the halls like I did numerous times preparing for this broadcast, you're going to hear constant chatter and teaching just as if the students were in class with the teachers. And parents, we know this is not easy on you either, and so thank you for taking such care to make sure that your teen has the support that they need at home. Recently, News 9 visited Harding Charter Prep to go inside our classrooms and to show Oklahoma viewers what it's like during this virtual time of virtual learning, rather. And first of all, thank you to them for sharing this video with us. And in case you missed it, we want to share that with you.
Well, virtual learning means learning on the job for a lot of Oklahoma teachers right now. Tonight, we're seeing some of the changes a few of them are making to get their students engaged and keep them engaged. Carl Torp goes behind the scenes of one school.
Oh, Ava, awesome.
At Harding Charter Prep High School.
Make sure white is white.
The halls echo with instruction.
Remember, thumbs down if you're not getting what I'm talking about.
The students aren't here, but the teachers are every day.
Olivia, spot on. Awesome.
Condi Curat teaches art virtually.
I ask a lot of questions, a lot of questions.
The communication is a constant.
Yes. Thumbs up.
So too,
I can upload on a dime something, even if I'm directly to a student.
the back and forth of pictures and even video demonstrations.
So I'll video it with my phone, upload it to her channel, and she can watch, and she's like, okay, I got it.
Kurat says it may not be ideal, especially for an art class.
Turn it in. You're done.
But it's working.
Is it English monarchy?
Yes, good job, Malachi. It was a monarchy. Excellent.
Down the hall, history teacher Gemma DeFee,
Thinking about the English monarchy.
Perfect. That's it.
is also searching for answers.
Extra credit opportunity.
A new-to-them school building on Northeast 101st means Harding has seen a record enrollment of 527 students. 5 hours of the day is dedicated to 35-minute virtual classes.
We're a open access advanced placement school, meaning all kids take college courses here.
For that reason, Harding opens its school to in-person tutoring every day for the first 2 hours.
The power of a student to be successful in a classroom is 100% about teacher and student relationships.
That bond being made stronger.
Just like that. Beautiful job.
At a distance. Carl Torp, Oklahoma Zone, News 9.
Hi everyone, my name is Diana Nguyen. Currently, I'm at the College of Pharmacy at OU in the Health and Science Center. I am a P2 there right now, and so I graduate in 2023. Harding gave me a set of skills that I use today, specifically in the way that I study now. I think by taking the advanced placement classes there, I learned how to set a routine for my studying and get comfortable with the level of higher education. And I still use that today. It's just learning how to balance between my work life and then my school life. To describe my experience at Harding, I would say it was an encouraging and supportive environment. Looking back at it now, I realize I had the great opportunity to meet some extraordinary people and kind people that I can now call lifelong friendships. And being able just to get through that, even after I've graduated, has been something I've held dear to my heart and something I can't put a value on. A final thing that I would like to add to all this is just a big thank you to Harding and all the teachers and staff there that have made such a big impact on my life. I know right now with COVID, it has been difficult for everyone, especially teachers and students, but I can see the efforts that Harding has put in and tried to maintain that quality of education for their students. And I'm just grateful that I was able to experience such care and love from the people there and just everything that they've done for me. So thank you so much. I'm glad that I was able to be part of this experience. I decided I was going to apply to Howard, and it's in Washington, D.C. Now, mind you, I grew up sheltered and didn't feel that I was going to be able to, go to an out-of-state university. But luckily, with the scholarship, I was able to go to an out-of-state university, spread my wings, and do something that, scared me. It was one of those amazing, life-changing experiences. I've been out of the country several times. I ended up graduating from Howard University with degrees in biology and Spanish. I taught middle school science for a little while after, graduating, and then now I'm back in academia. I'm pursuing a master's degree in public health at George Washington University, and at the end of the day, I'm still, growing and learning and grateful for these little experiences at Harding that, allowed me to get where I am today, and more than anything, grateful for the love and support that I got from Harding.
Harding really gave me the tools I needed to succeed. The teachers are really invested in students, and a lot of them were able to give me that one-on-one time and that really healthy nudge I needed to push myself in order to get some experiences and really figure out what I wanted to do in life. And so that was really needed, and it was really impactful in helping me figure out what I wanted to do, and also just teaching me that, sometimes you gotta just kind of jump out there and really experience things and not be so hesitant. I would say that their emphasis on writing and rigor was something I really appreciate once I got to college, because you write a lot in college, and college doesn't stop. It's very rigorous, it's very hard. But I knew that if I could get through 4 years of harding, I could get through 4 years of college. In fact, when things got kind of tough, I would come back home and look at some of my old papers or old assignments, and I was like, okay, I did this, I can do anything now. So that's what my experience at Harding really taught me, was that 4 years of Harding, and I could do 4 years of anything after that.
And joining me right now is Principal and Superintendent Steven Stefanik, and we have some questions for you. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, first of all, what is a charter school?
Well, charter school, first of all, is a public school, a public charter district that really has more independency on making decisions for their school district. There comes some times where you get less funding for that. However, the ability to be creative with your parents, with your teachers, with the full community is what creates a unique environment for students.
And can anyone attend Harding Charter Prep?
Absolutely. It's a public school. All they have to do is turn in an application, which is the basics of a demographic application, a birth certificate, as well as a utility bill. And as long as you do that on time, you have the opportunity to come to any charter school.
And this is what I thought was really interesting, is the lottery. Why do you have a lottery?
So by state law, all charter schools are required to have a lottery, meaning that they only take a certain amount of students. For example, Harding Charter Prep right now has a maximum capacity of 600 students, which means we can only take 150 freshmen. But we always gain more than 150 applications. So to make it an equal opportunity for all of the students that apply, we do a randomized lottery for that chance for students to join Harding Charter Prep High School.
And how many students are enrolled?
Right now we have about 520 students, which is 60 more than we had last year. So even through this pandemic, it's been amazing to see what we can bring to our students, even virtually.
Yeah, the virtual learning is really interesting, and you're doing a great job. Explain your senior capstone class.
So senior capstone is a really unique environment where, if you remember in high school yourself, college applications, college scholarships were all on your own time. Well, we've designed a program during school, an hour every day for our seniors, where they can apply for those scholarships, apply for colleges, meet colleges. Over 30 colleges come and recruit our students from a variety of Oklahoma schools. Even the University of Southern California visits with our students. In the springtime, our students get the opportunity for a career mentorship, which is important so they don't change their major 7 times once they go to college. They find what they really want to do in high school so they can get that degree quicker when they move on to a post-secondary education.
I think that's so important. What will the money you raise tonight be used for?
So every single penny tonight will go directly to the class of 2021. What's really exciting about these scholarships is the students don't find out who receives them until the day of graduation. Our graduation, even if it's only 100 students, is several hours long, and the big portion of it is to give these scholarships to our seniors that are deserving of it.
And as we mentioned earlier, maybe we've received more. I don't have an update, but when we began the broadcast, we already had a $500 donation, so that's very exciting. How is the money you raised tonight divided among the seniors?
So there are several scholarships in certain names. So for example, each department at Harding Charter Prep, the English department, etc., we give out awards for exceptional students in each department that the teachers actually vote on, so that's one set. And then we also have random Harding Charter Prep scholarships, the Jordan McFadden Scholarship, that are really keen on certain alumni of the school that go to different students.
Do you have named scholarships? Now I know the McFadden we talked about. Do the people who fund the named scholarship get to help decide who gets those scholarships?
Yes, so if there's a named scholarship, not only do they get to decide who gets the scholarship, they also give us criteria so we can give them the best group of students that match the criteria or story they want in a student.
That's exciting. Do you hand the students a check for the scholarship amount, or how do the students access those funds?
Yeah, so we want to ensure that the money that each student takes goes directly for college. And so what the school will do is be sort of a bank account for their scholarship. And when the student buys something or a tuition bill comes their way, all they have to do is send the school that bill, and they will be reimbursed, or we will send a check directly to the college for whatever amount.
That's fantastic. What was the total amount the class of 2020 collectively raised in scholarships?
Wow, so think about this for a second. 86 seniors, we're not even at 100 seniors. They raised the highest level in school history, $5.5 million collectively together. That's on top of what we raised just in this event last year. It's just incredible what our students do every single year at this school.
That's an amazing amount. Why are you so passionate about seeing these students succeed?
I'm so passionate about seeing our students succeed because we are the only high school in Oklahoma that allows every student the opportunity for a college preparatory experience. It doesn't matter their background, it doesn't matter where they come from, they have that opportunity. But we go even further because we want them to be not only gain that opportunity, but to have success later on in life. Because the more students that gain a college degree, I think we all can agree, will benefit our community at large in our future.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. And don't forget that Superintendent Stefanik is going to answer your questions at 7:45. So if he didn't answer a question that you have, be sure and type it in the comments right now. And now we'd like to take you to the University of Notre Dame and introduce you to Carlos, another Harding Charter Prep alumni.
My name is Carlos Flores, and I am currently a first-generation college student at the University of Notre Dame. I am currently studying architecture, and I have a minor in innovation entrepreneurship. Whenever I was in middle school, I had a really good teacher, first of all, that was sort of guiding me on like how I should really consider where I go to high school, because that would really impact how I would look going into various colleges. He told me various options. One of them was Bishop McGuinness, another one was Mount St. Mary's, and the third one was Harding. And I had a scholarship for the first two, so I could have attended them. I made the right choice, and Harding was a really good high school to go to. One thing that made me realize that Harding Charter Prep was a really great school was that it really did give a chance to all of its students to do the best that they can academically. In college, I realized how big of an impact a school like Harding Charter Prep can have on students. I noticed that a lot of classmates that I had that might not be trying and stuff were really pushed by the teachers. I noticed that they actually cared about their students on quite a unique level. So as a first-generation college student, I really had no idea how to apply for colleges or university at all. That was the first challenge, and Harding was a really great help with that.
His story is one that embodies what Harding Charter Prep High School is about. It's about students that want the opportunity to be successful in college and have a dream. And his dream not only was to go to college, but to get college for free. Through his hard work and dedication at our school, he graduated as the valedictorian and was accepted into the University of Notre Dame free of cost.
Once I had decided to commit to Notre Dame, I applied for the Ambry Scholarship here. And that one was also very helpful because it paid for everything that wasn't directly for tuition. Any like extra materials that I would need, computers and other stuff, they would take care of, which was a really great experience. Very thankful for it. Harding is a really great school. No matter where a student comes from, they always do well at helping them better themselves in terms of education. Like there are some schools, like some middle schools that don't have the rigor. Coming right into Harding might be a challenge. However, Harding does a really great job at helping students in general just outperform themselves. Like when you compare it to other high schools, in my opinion, it really does a great job at making sure that everybody has the best opportunity they can to get into a great university.
If we want our world, our economy to grow and advance even more, we have to give dreams a possibility, just like Carlos and many others. And if we continue to do that together, we will change our world globally.
If you're considering donating tonight, please do.
Again, there are hundreds of stories just like those of Carlos. Stories of students who spend years working toward their dream of a college education and just need a little extra help from people who care, people like you. So please donate tonight. Help students change their lives. Just a few dollars will help, but if you can, please give on a larger scale. Here are the levels of support. Once again, we're going to leave them on the screen for just a few minutes so you can really take a look at them. If you can give at $50 or more, you get a free mask, and I'm going to show that to you here in just a minute. But as you see, there's an entry level of $50 all the way up to a $2,500 level. And as I mentioned earlier, maybe you can't give at that level at $2,500, but maybe your corporation can. And take a look at this tonight and tomorrow. You don't have to donate tonight. The link is going to be open for several days at fundingeagles.org. And if you think about a $50 donation, it's a coffee for every day for a month. And I'm going to show you the mask right now. $50 or higher, you get a Harding Charter Prep mask. So consider giving at $50 or more. So right now I want you to hear from a few of our parents, both past and present, and hear what they have to say about Harding Charter Prep.
In this class and this cohort coming up, you have a lot of students who they're the first ones in their families to be attending college. And the prospect of the rising costs, the food insecurity, the job insecurity in this time, they may be thinking they have to delay that or defer that or not go. But when we educate one child, one of these first generation, we're not only pulling them up, we're pulling their family up, we're pulling their community up. We're making a change that's going to have a significant impact across the generations. And so when they are able to be successful and have the resources they need to continue their education, then a sibling, a friend, a cousin, a neighbor, a church member sees what's possible and they begin to dream about what's possible. So we're not just affecting one individual, we're affecting a family, a community, and we're affecting our country. The reason I feel like it's important to give right now is because we're all experiencing financial hardship, financial strain from COVID, but even more so, this has disrupted the young people's lives, their plans for the future. And in order to maintain that hope and that energy, we need to still support our bright, our best, and our youngest. They'll be the ones that'll be taking care of us in the next generation. Hopefully they'll be the next engineers and innovators and healthcare providers and teachers and mentors. And we need to make sure that they get started on the best foot possible. Education is expensive, and even with scholarships, a lot of students finding themselves having to drop out or delay or never go back. So everything we can do to help is a plus. And it may mean giving up a latte or a coffee, but those donations, every last one of them count. And whatever we can do to support our next generation and our future students, and especially these at Harding Charter Prep, let's do that. Let's let this be a win-win for all of us.
Asking people to give money for scholarships, that's a big ask. But I think it tells our students a lot about what their potential is. Every parent hopefully is telling their kid, great job, atta girl. And that counts. But sometimes for kids this age, hearing great job and great work, great effort from another adult can be even more powerful. And sometimes we say "atta girl" with words, and sometimes we say "atta girl" with dollars of support. I think when people give money for a scholarship, they are rewarding good work, and it's another group of adults telling our kids that what they've done has been worth it, that the extra hours of homework and the extra volunteer hours and the extra projects have been worth it, and that it sets the stage that good behavior is rewarded, and it might open the door for them to be able to take a class at college that they might not have taken if they didn't have some of the extra financial resources available. It might be that class they get to take that opens up a door to a new opportunity, something they didn't even know they were interested in. But I think it's just that one more reinforcement from an adult in their world who says, "Great job, keep it up, we're here to support you in all the different ways that we can."
Now I want to tell you about something that just amazed me when I heard about it, and not just because of the curriculum, but also because of the remarkable woman who leads the charge. It's called Avid, and it's a curriculum here at Harding Charter Prep that was put into place to help students succeed.
Avid is a national program, and it's designed for kids that are typically the first in their family to go to college. They often have extenuating family circumstances, such as their families may not speak English at home, or they may be one of 8 kids. They may be in a temporary home setting, such as foster care, and they bounce from home to home, so they need some consistency. For many of our kids, they don't think outside the box. They don't know that they have the potential to go. They don't know that anyone can go to college and be successful. It's that matter of determination. We've got to build in the resiliency. Maybe they've never had anyone say, "Yes, you can. I'll help you do it. Let's go." One of my very first students came from a family who only spoke Spanish at home. It was a lot of kids, 2 parents, both very hardworking parents, but not often there. She decided she wanted to go to college, and she went to UCO, got into the nursing program right away. And all the time that she was in high school, in college, and in the nursing program, she was helping her mom clean hospital rooms. And eventually that's where she wanted to go to work. And indeed, she was offered a job there. She didn't end up taking it. She took a job at Mercy, but she was the first in her family to graduate from college. She has a great job, and she's so wonderfully happy now. And the family's incredibly proud. Oh my gosh, these kids. I so admire these kids. They chose to come to a very tough school, and they don't have very much support at home for whatever reason. And if we can just change the kids' trajectory, we will change an entire family's living circumstances. It gives them hope. It gives them a reason to buy into our school, to our community, to our state. It's really making an investment in an entire family and in an entire culture, which benefits all of us.
Harding Charter Prep took a risk at being the first school in Oklahoma to utilize this internationally recognized curriculum in 2003. And we've been ranked either #1 or #2 in public high schools in Oklahoma since that time. As you can see, these students work very hard to get into college, and they just need a little extra support that you can provide. So all you have to do right now is click on the link in the description, or go directly to fundingeagles.org. It's a secure link, fundingeagles.org, and make a donation in any amount. It can be $5, it can be $10, but if you make a donation, $50 or more, you get a Harding Charter Prep mask. So please do that tonight. You can do it after the program. You can do it tomorrow. Now, as you know, or I hope that you can tell by this time, our students are the heart and soul of everything we do at Harding Charter Prep. And right now, we'd like to introduce you to a few of our current students.
And to anyone who would ever make a donation to Harding, I just have to say thank you, because we definitely, although we do have a lot of good skills and potential, something we don't have a lot of is money. And most of us aren't rich. We're just really smart. So most of the opportunities that we get it from our intelligence, not because we can just pay for it. So any amount that someone can give means a lot to us, because we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
To anyone who is considering making a donation, I would just say that it would be for a very good cause, and it would just help us out a ton, and it would help all of our students have the chance to be where they want to be in their future, and that they should definitely consider it, and it'd be greatly appreciated.
There are a few benefits to attending Harding Charter Prep, one of which is that because it is a college prep school, it provides academically challenging educational experiences through advanced placement courses, which ensure that we will be prepared for a four-year institution or if students decide to go down the military route. Harding also emphasizes community service to ensure that we impact our community in a leading way as citizens should. In addition to community service and advanced placement courses, Harding also has extracurricular activities that allow us to express our culture, personality, talents, and other attributes about ourselves.
To me, the benefits of attending Harding are the ability to be prepared and have that basic foundation for whatever you want to do. Whether that's going to a certain college or majoring in a certain field or working in a certain job or atmosphere, you have that educational foundation to be able to do anything you want. I would tell someone who is considering making a donation to the scholarship program that at Harding we are prepared education-wise to be able to go to college or pursue a higher education. That means we have the content and the materials and the study habits and all of that to be able to succeed in there. But for some of us, there's a lot of factors outside of our control that don't allow us to take that next step or go to that next level. And some of those factors for a lot of students are the financial ones. So by supporting our seniors, our donors could very well be changing the trajectory of someone's life. And I think that that's a really amazing thing to be able to say you did and just to do.
Your donation tonight makes a college experience possible for students just like these and others. Our seniors who just need a little extra financial help to make their college experience a reality. So please help. Go to fundingeagles.org, and it's a secure link. You can make your donation at any time. Now, while touring the school a few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to be introduced to one of the teachers whose vision to create a community garden teaches students more than just how to have a green thumb.
Well, the garden actually was inspired by one of our teachers. She's been here since the second year Harding Charter Prep opened, Leslie Piccolo. And when we moved here, we saw an opportunity to bring life skills back into the school curriculum. Now, obviously, I think everyone is aware we're a college preparatory school, but it's essential for students to know life skills as they leave high school.
I teach anatomy phys, botany, zoology, but we're going to create a class that's called horticulture, and it will kind of combine a couple of those because we saw such interest. The kids can learn all kinds of environmental issues. Obviously, botanically they'll learn how to grow, but we're going to learn all sorts of facets such as the watering system. That's one facet. Building these beds, the necessary aspects of pea gravel for weed control. I'm really big on not using chemicals, so anything that we can do. So raised beds is great because we didn't know what had been under or done to this ground before. So because I wanted these vegetables to be as organically tended as possible, raised beds are perfect for that. This was a phase 1. Next facet will be the greenhouse. And then in the spring or earlier, we'll start doing the hardscapes over here. But then this will become a gorgeous pollinator garden. A lofty goal is putting an outdoor classroom right in that little corner.
So there was 2 major contributors to this project. The first one was the Inasmuch Foundation that provided all of the funding for this horticulture program in all 3 phases. But the second one was an in-house donation. They gave up all of the labor free of cost. Is Urban Lawn and Landscape, which loves our school. She's been at our school, supporting our school since 2014, but she has provided all the labor from her company, and we're actually going to call it a pollination outdoor classroom, the Ebbs Garden, after the owners.
I mean, I could really get going as far as environmentally, why this is important to teach kids how to grow, but it's also very just zen, and it's very great to get outside and just get your hands dirty and learn some techniques that I think the world's really needing, or, you know, it's really coming back. Urban gardening and farming is really coming back, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to find another school that's going to rival what we have out here.
Of course, high school always comes with challenges, at least for most. My challenges, once I was finishing up my freshman year, I was actually deemed homeless. I left my family due to some family problems that I had, leaving behind my mother, stepfather, and 2 brothers. Going out into my own, I found a lot of help from my friends and family, mainly the friends that I found in Harding. Being able to stay with different people each different year seemed like a struggle, but it seemed so flawless with the help of my Harding fam. Reaching out to the principal, the counselors, the coaches, very understanding, but at the same time, they were still focused on my education, putting it above all else. So for that, I will forever be grateful. I couldn't be here today without that. Through Harding, I was able to really excel at the critical thinking, and I think it's the biggest thing that I gained from attending. Being able to think outside of the box, finding new processes, thinking deeper than the cover story. These are things that I attained by going to Harding. So for all of those who are meeting Harding for the first time, we welcome you, and I hope you understand the opportunities that are ahead of you as well.
We've had so much talk about this evening that we just could not get everything in such a short amount of time, in under an hour. Things about our outstanding performing arts department, visual arts and multimedia departments, our 14 competitive sports, just to name a few. The student experience here at Harding Charter Prep is like no other. So if you would like to take a look at the website and find out more, it's hardingcharterprep.org, and we invite you to do that. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank 2 students who helped with this broadcast this evening, and that's Adam Peters and Faith Morrison. And they helped get a lot of the interviews together for us. And Adam is even here tonight helping out. Poor Adam was without power for 13 days, and he submitted a video, but after 13 days, it was a little bit too late for us to include. So thank you so much, Adam, for helping us out, and also to Faith. So they were instrumental in getting this together. Right now, though, we know many of you had questions. We had some that came to us earlier, and Principal and Superintendent Stephen Stefanik is joining us again. If you have some more, we invite you to go ahead and type those in the comments, but we have some for you. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay. Our first question is, I have a child in middle school. How do I get them enrolled at Harding Charter Prep for fall of 2021?
Well, it's real easy to do. All you have to do is, how you said it earlier, go right to our website, and the application for next school year is already uploaded. Again, they have to have is a birth certificate and a real basic application demographic page and a utility bill for a proof of residency. They turn that into the front office before March 5th at 4:30, and they'll be into that lottery.
Now, I did watch a video that you had online last week, and after that time, it's locked down by law, by state law, or the requirements that make you shut down the application process at 4:30. Is that correct?
No, it's not state law. Actually, that's for our purpose to prepare for the lottery.
Okay.
You see, because so we have
For the lottery. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
we
it was.
have a deadline at 4:30 on a Friday, and you can imagine the prep time it takes to have a lottery Monday evening, because we want to do it as quick as we possibly can.
Now, we talked about the lottery earlier. That isn't one of the questions, but let's go ahead and talk about that again in case someone's just tuning in. What is the lottery process exactly?
Absolutely. We're the only charter school left that actually does a live in-person lottery. In fact, it takes several hours, but it's an old school hopper that you spin all those ping pong balls, because we want to make it as transparent as possible for every family and student that's interested in our school. It's always an exciting event, seeing 300 or more people in our auditorium watching it. In fact, thank you to Drew Dugan and Senator George Young last year for drawing the balls for me last year. But it's also a disheartening event, because if there's 170 students that applied and we can only take 150, there are 20 students in that audience that maybe won't have the opportunity to join our school. However, I'm going to make this sort of flip side on a positive. From the last 8 years we've had a lottery, there's only 1 year that we didn't get through the entire wait list after the lottery. So students and future students, if you're really interested in Harding, just be patient. You'll have your chance.
Okay. Here's your next question. Will my child need to provide their own transportation, or are there buses available?
So there is no transportation offered at Harding Charter Prep High School. I wish we could provide it, but we don't gain the funding for it from the State Department of Education or from local bond money. So parents make a commitment to drive to our facility that's up here in Northeast Oklahoma City.
That's a great question to ask, though. That's
Absolutely.
a really good question. Another good question, how do I tour the school?
Just call the school. In fact, we have 3 amazing administrators, 2 assistants of mine that are always here that know this school in and out. If you just call the school and schedule a time, or even just show up, one of us will be here and we'll be glad to take anyone on a tour.
So if I showed up tomorrow, knocked on the door, I could get a tour?
Absolutely.
Would you give me a tour?
If I'm here, I'll give you a tour.
Okay. All right. Next question is, we live in Yukon, but we still want our child to attend Harding Charter Prep. Is that a problem?
Well, whoever lives in Yukon, I live in Yukon as well, and I get here every day. But as long as you have a transfer, out-of-district transfer form approved, we'll help you do that when you apply. Real easy to do. Yes, absolutely. We have students that live in Yukon. We have students that live in Edmond. We actually had a student that lived in Shawnee that just graduated last year. In fact, a quick story about that: when he was a freshman, due to not being able to provide transportation, his mother committed to driving him to school, going back to Shawnee for work, driving back to Harding to pick him up, and going back every evening back to Shawnee. And that's a commitment. She was so happy the day that he got his license so he could go to school himself.
I hope he was really nice to his mom.
Yes.
There's another one. I have more questions than you can answer tonight. Is there someone I can talk to at the school?
Just call the school, 405-606-8742, or email anyone from our main website. We'll get back to you as soon as 24 hours. Usually it's much quicker than that, but give us at least a day. Just remember, we're trying to help out our 500 students and teachers and parents, so sometimes it takes some time. But any questions you have, email me particularly, or just call the school and we'll be glad to help.
Okay. Let's, this wasn't a question, but I want to talk, we didn't get to talk much about sports tonight. I want to talk about your sports. Tell me.
Yeah, so the evolution of Harding Charter Prep sports has actually grown phenomenally, and it's because we believe in the holistic child. The holistic child, and we know if they're involved in sports or extracurriculars, community service, all of those aspects, they're more likely to be successful in school because they feel part of the community. And our athletic director, Joe Hughes, who's been here for 10 years, started off as a counselor, and now he's the assistant principal athletic director. He has created programs where we have 14 sports, more than any other charter school in Oklahoma. In fact, he added a new sport last year, lacrosse, the first charter school ever to offer lacrosse in the United States of America. And there's only 5 schools, I believe, to offer lacrosse in Oklahoma. As you can imagine, few of those are private schools, and we're not private at all, meaning that all students have the opportunity to be engaged in lacrosse.
That's awesome. And I'm a fan of rowing. I saw you have rowing.
Absolutely, yes. We 2 years ago, we had a student get a full ride to the University of Central Florida for rowing. Absolutely.
That's great. Fine arts. Let's talk a little bit about fine arts here at Harding Charter Prep.
Yeah, and I love telling stories, so I apologize for that.
No, I'm enjoying it, so go ahead.
Our alumni and our teachers and fellow teachers, they'll really appreciate the story and hearing a familiar name. But there's a particular fine art teacher here. She's one of the founding teachers of Harding Charter Prep High School. You see, she came from Edmond, Santa Fe, just like our founding principal did, Richard Karam. And they believed in an opportunity, a school, where every child had the opportunity for a college preparatory curriculum. And she is actually our visual arts instructor. So imagine that, going from Edmond, Santa Fe in 2002, and believing, taking a chance to create a new school as an art teacher because she wanted to offer a college-level art curriculum to every single child. And from her work and the other founding teachers and principals, she created a phenomenal fine art program, starting with her visual arts, as she's been doing since 2003, to our instrumental arts with Kelly Taylor, band and orchestra, vocal music, speech and debate. I can go on and on. But they, every year, win awards. And today, Miss Condi Corrett has a 100% pass rate on the college-level art exam.
Really?
It's phenomenal, yes.
Well, some of the students' artwork is behind us, too. So
Yes.
I'd like to thank her for getting that in here tonight as
It's great
well.
decoration, isn't it?
Yes, it is great decoration. I think that's all of the questions that I had. Is there anything I forgot to ask you that you would like to talk about tonight?
Well, I want everyone to remember that the reason why Harding Charter Prep has so much success is because of the 4 groups of stakeholders. You see, if one stakeholder goes away, you really deteriorate a school community. And let me talk about those 4 stakeholders for a second. There's no question the most important stakeholder of them all and our students, and that's why we're doing this evening, is to support students in need, support students that have a chance at anything they want to do in their future. The second one, the most important, is our teachers. Averaging 10 years of experience at Harding Charter Prep High School, over half of them having a master's degree, and over an 80% retention rate, meaning that they love what they do and they love what Harding Charter Prep stands for. That's important to have. But we always forget the 2 other ones usually, and it's our parents and our community supporters. Without our parent involvement, supporting the students, supporting the teachers, boosting them up, pushing their student to do 1 more hour of homework if they need to, or don't forget to turn in that assignment, or checking their agenda to make sure they're organized. Those are all key components for Harding Charter Prep to be successful. So thank you to our students, our teachers, our parents, and as well as our community supporters for continually supporting the mission of Harding Charter Prep.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate,
thank you.
and I appreciate being involved in this evening. I learned so much about the school, and I really enjoyed talking to all of your teachers and the students and the parents. Everybody is very passionate about the school, and I can understand why. So thank you very much. And I just want to remind everybody that every dollar raised tonight will go to this year's seniors for their college experience. These funds will go toward books, fees, and other documented expenses. You can donate by going to fundingeagles.org. We promised you that we would be done in under an hour, and we are. Go to hardingcharterprep.org to find out more about this amazing school. And again, thank you for joining us this evening. Good night.